Are you thinking about moving to Watertown, Massachusetts? I live and work very close to Watertown and sometimes shop there. And so in this video, I'll be telling you everything you need to know about Watertown before deciding to move here. If you're considering moving to Watertown, Massachusetts, then this video is for you. I'm Jane. I'm a realtor based in Wellesley, Massachusetts, and my channel is all about relocating to the greater Boston Metro West area. So please subscribe as we put out a new video each week. If you are thinking about moving here, please reach out as I would love to help you. So let's talk a little bit about where Watertown is and what is it near. A town with a population of about 35,000. It's super convenient. It's nestled along the Charles River, next to Belmont and Cambridge, Waltham on the north, Newton on the south, Wellesley, Weston on the west. Very convenient inside that 95 belt. It has a couple different commercial areas that we're going to talk about a little bit. When my buyers call me and are asking about relocating and considering different towns, they always want to know, how are the public schools? Watertown is not as strong in public schools as some of the other towns that we have featured in previous videos. However, they do get a B in academics for public schools from niche.com. There are a number of schools. Interestingly, Watertown is also home of the famed Perkins School for the Blind, which is an absolutely beautiful campus on the Newton side of Watertown. What kind of things are there to do in Watertown? One of the really cool retail areas is the Arsenal Yards. So in 1816, a munitions factory was built in Watertown along the Charles, and as you would expect, has lots of large brick industrial buildings that have closed in the 60s, and over the years it has been converted to mixed use shopping, office, so lots of restaurants, retail, and it's across the street from the Watertown Mall. So that is a real shopping mecca. There's just about anything that you would be looking for shopping wise is there. If you work there, you can walk out your door and go to any number of restaurants, get all your errands done. And it's kind of a cool place with that historic touch of those old buildings. Interestingly, Watertown has one of the largest Armenian populations on the East Coast. There's a really cool museum, the Armenian Museum of America, which I encourage you to check out. There's a famous cemetery called Mount Auburn. I know is a great place to go bird watching. There is a lot of history. It's absolutely beautiful with lots of famous people have been buried there, but you can explore that on a nice fall day when the leaves are crisp and you want to go for a nice walk not too far away. And again, I mentioned the Charles River. One of the cool things about Watertown is they have created these biking, walking paths all along the Charles. So you can pretty much get from Boston out to actually as far as Wellesley and Weston on these bike trails. My husband at one point would meet a buddy in Newton and they would jog along the Charles all the way to their office. They would meet in Watertown and jog to their offices in Boston. So it was really pretty. You definitely get the feel that there's lots of open views and water views, and it just gives it a really unique flavor. Let's jump in and check out some real estate. I thought it would be fun to take a look at some actual live listings, active listings as of August of 2024, and then we will take a look at some highs and lows sales for the last few months to give you an idea of the type of housing and what you get for different prices here. Now this house was just fun, so I just wanted to show you because it makes me happy. 14 Gilbert Street is on a very small lot, just 4,000 square feet, and it's on for $699, but it's super charming. I just love a pop of color. You get a lot of 19th century construction, a lot of neighborhoods that have real strong community because you see your neighbors, your driveways are right up against each other. So this is kind of typical of this era. So this house was built in 1910 and it's 3 beds, 2 baths, and it's just a mile from Watertown Square, which is another major shopping area kind of over the Mass Pike. 1,200 square feet. You don't get much yard. Your neighbors are pretty close to you, but the house is close to the front lot line. They appear to have used this pretty much they are using this as like a sandbox. So super cute, but you're getting a pretty small yard for $699. And then on the high end, the most expensive home on the market right now, it's actually still on a fairly small lot of just a third of an acre. And it's on over 6,000 square feet. It's on for $2,750 and it was built in 1912. I love the stucco exterior and these dormers are with the detail. It's really quite charming and beautiful. With an attached garage, it has a plaque indicating it's historic because of the architect and the style. A lot of times you'll have, in our towns, you'll see a nod to the history with a plaque, but it doesn't mean that you can't make changes or you're on a historic registry that prevents you from making changes. But this is beautifully renovated and updated, and I like the natural gum wood. At this point, there's probably some pricing opportunities here for this house because it's been on a little bit and hasn't sold. This would be a fortune to design right now or buy new. These gorgeous arch above the glass doors with the windows on the sides, those are really cool. And let's see if we can find something else fun. Kitchen's fine. You know, it's updated, beautiful. Sub-zero fridge, but it's nice to see this is so nicely updated. You know, it has forced air. They've got nice tall ceilings. They've kept the character of the old house, but you have nice conveniences of modern living and nicely updated baths. Oops, with a bidet. That is the most expensive home. It's been on the market 134 days. Now we're going to look at some recent sales. So the least expensive sale in the last 3 months in Watertown was 16 Edward Road, which was listed for $670 and sold for $635. So again, a small lot, just 5,000 square feet. One family had owned it for 50 years. It was being sold as is, and it came on late June, and it was on the market for a couple of weeks before the right buyer came along. So it's a typical Cape with dormers. That's what these dormers are, to give you a little extra space upstairs. But again, this is kind of a typical Watertown neighborhood. Like you can see all the houses are pretty close together. This was probably a porch or something that they made an extension. No garage. So sometimes people say, you know, for $699, you might not get central air and you might not get a garage. It does have a nice wood burning fireplace. It has some character. And again, I might have staged it a little bit differently if it were my listing, but it's sold. Just for fun, we're going to take a look at the highest price sale in the summer of 2024. So this house was on for $1.9 million and sold for $1,825. It's a third of an acre, and it's in one of Watertown's most beautiful neighborhoods, kind of on the Cambridge side. So a lot of times, sometimes the nicer neighborhoods are abutting the fancier towns, so to speak. So this is just 2,500 square feet. So not a very big house, you know, considering $1,825, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So this house was built in 1926. So you have oodles of charm and character. Tall ceilings, wood-burning fireplace, lots of built-ins, virtual staging, a nice dining room. This is virtual staging, isn't that fun? But it gives you an idea of what it would look like furnished. A very attractive kitchen. And again, you're kind of like an in-town location in all these Watertown homes. I actually like playing this game, making the furniture disappear. That sold for $1,825. It was on the market for $1,900. So if you're thinking about moving to Watertown or the surrounding areas, please reach out, as I'd love to help you. Check out my other videos, so please remember to subscribe. I have lots of videos on different towns in Metro West, so please check them out and let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.